Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 6 is here. James Gunn teased for a while that Episode 6 and Episode 8 was some of his best work. That's all I gotta say, man. Spoiler alert for the episode. I know the episode literally just premiered. I watched it, immediately made this video. Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 6 confirms everything people have been saying. It is the world, and this is a sensitive subject, so, it is the world where kind of the Nazis won, Very weird and interesting kind of concept that they did here. It's basically Earth X. Now, Earth X, we've gone over in other videos, but basically Earth X is, again, what I said. It's where the Nazis won. It's all white people. There are no other races. It's just white people. Nazis won. Earth X is where this whole thing where, Superman is actually Overman, and there's, these protectors that we love from the Justice League, and all these people are actually evil in this world. We didn't get that full reveal, but we did get that reveal that pretty much this is a world where the Nazis have won. This is a world that is pretty much Earth X, and there's just a lot of suspense. Everybody was saying it. It became kind of so obvious, which is how they were doing it, especially with this episode, but it was still, the payoff was so good, It starts off with everybody from the world going over to grab Chris after the last episode where Chris, Peacemaker, goes to that world to live his life. And, Chris, it's been teased, and I love how they teased it so long and finally had the payoff here up until the ending of the episode. They get into the world. Things are not really looking right. Hardcore looking around when she's in the car with Chris's brother, and she's noticing exactly what we've been noticing all these weeks, is there are no different races in this world. But doesn't say anything. She's just looking around, and you could tell, maybe we could tell because we've just been saying it for so long. Hardcore is going to Argus, and after the whole drug thing, which, was interesting that they put it in there. Things are not really correct. Eventually, we see when Vigilante goes to meet the other Vigilante that he's been talking about the entire season, you get this crazy lead up, and I think it was done really well. The more I think about it, all these things are happening. So Hardcore and Chris kind of work out the relationship, and then Chris wants to stay because he doesn't want to abandon these people. Of course, Chris has said best dimension ever. Of course, Adebayo wants to go on a walk alone. Vigilante meets the other Vigilante, and the other Vigilante is awesome. He's pretty much the exact same as Vigilante. And then it hits the fan. They're going back and forth, Vigilante and Vigilante, which favorite color, teal, all these weird things that Vigilante is. And he goes, is Peacemaker your BFF? No. And then it starts right there, why is he not there? And then he says, Peacemaker's my mortal enemy. And then all of a sudden, they're walking out. Hardcore says to Chris, I have not seen any person of color. And he's like, what are you talking about? He hasn't noticed it because he's so far into this. And of course, everyone's giving Adebayo the strange look until eventually Chris's brother drives by, gets out of his car, and starts the riot. That it's all a sensitive subject, man. And they go chasing after her because she's black. And the reveal is there when Chris takes the American flag, opens it up, and it's the Nazi symbol rather than the 50 stars. It is so crazy what the hell happened, and I love how they did it, the lead up to it. We went through episodes of trying to figure, basically saying, this is it, this got to be it, and then it happens, and it's done so well still, and there's still 2 more episodes after that. I feel like in a way you could have ended the season right there. That's a way to get people to tune into season 3. I mean, it seems like, not to even mention Lex Luthor was in the episode. And Rick Flag is basically making a deal with him. What they have cooking here, I am so excited for both episode 7 and episode 8. They're doing the multiverse thing so well, and the preview for it is done so well. This is a really interesting turnout, but they actually freaking did it, bro. Maybe it's not Earth X, maybe it's a different version of Earth X, unless they do exactly that, like we've been saying. David Cornsweet as Overman rather than Superman, shit like that, man. I am so freaking excited, bro. Let me know if you saw this. Let me know what you think of this kind of reveal, how they did the reveal. Did you like kind of the slow burn until that very last moment where everything hits the fan and you kind of like, oh shit, they actually did it? Let me know what you thought of all that down below.